everybody, welcome back to another Krita class video. Today we're going to do something a little bit more fun. We're going to make an emoji and we're going to do it using the clone layer in Krita to make sure that our emoji is the correct dimensions that it needs to be to upload. And typically that's like 1 to 200 pixels, square pixels, to upload to things like YouTube, Discord, Twitch, I believe. Whatever platform you use to upload emojis. Usually they want them really small, but the downside is you want to make sure that it's actually visible when it's small. So we're going to go over how to do that. So here you can see I have my sketch layer of just a little cat with little exclamation marks over its head. Really cute, right? And I figure I can make this into an emoji because it's not super detailed, and the less detail, the better it's going to be when it's really small. So to make sure it's actually going to work, the first thing I want to do is make a vector layer. I'm going to go to my box icon here. I'm just going to make a square. It doesn't really matter what the color of your vector shape is. You can make it black if you want. There we go. We'll just make it black for the sake of the video, but we do want it a specific size. So I'm going to type in 200 here. Oops. And 200 here. I'm going to lock those dimensions, and this is going to be up in the corner as my reference size for my emoji. We're just going to pretend that's like the maximum dimension you can have for uploading. And then for my sketch layer, I'm just going to move it next to the vector. I'm going to right click, go to add, and add a clone layer. So nothing is visible yet. However, if I hide the original sketch layer, my clone layer is still visible. So what we want to do is right click on our clone layer, go to add, and we want to add transform mask. What this is going to let us do is move the clone layer around, and then every time we go to make a change on our original sketch layer, it's going to visually update on the clone layer, and we can see that off in the side. So that's really cool, and this is going to be very helpful. I'm going to go back to my transform mask. I'm going to scale this down, just using shift, click, and drag, and I'll put it in the box here, so I can see what my emoji looks like in the box. I mean, it's not super visible because it's not like a black outline or anything, but we can see how much space we have up top here. We can see what might be cut off. We can actually get a good visual representation of what our emoji is going to look like roughly when we go to upload it to whatever platform we're going to upload it to. This is extremely helpful if you want to maximize the space that you have. So for example, I'm going to erase these little exclamation marks and I'm going to make them bigger. You can see I still have some room. So I'm just going to make them even bigger. Actually, I'm going to mark. There we go. So we can make that bigger. There we go. So now I've maximized the size of my little emoji here, and that's perfect. So now we can look at the eyes. They're kind of small and a little hard to see, so I'm just going to erase them. I'm going to make them much bigger. So I went and converted my sketch to just black lines. I just left the transparency and then colored over it with black with my typical brush. And you can see here, the little emoji here, that looks pretty good. It's still not too happy with the edge for some reason. I'm not sure why I'm not as happy. I think I just need to move it over. Let's see. There we go. I think that's fine. So now we have our emoji sketch and we can go ahead and finish that. We have a little cat peeking up, high alert. If we wanted to, we can just use this as a base. And from this point on, we can say, all right, now maybe I want, I'm just gonna, we'll just duplicate the layer, hide the duplicate. So now I can say, I want to make an angry cat. There we go. It looks kind of silly, but you get the idea. So we can always duplicate the final sketch, and then the duplicate is going to be our final emoji, and then the original, we'll just say original base. We can always use that to make new variations. And maybe the cat just has a little heart eyes, right? And this big, put a big heart. So then we can start making variations easily without having to redo the duplication of the clone layer, the transform mask, all that stuff. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video. I'm gonna actually just go back and clean up my little emoji, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like uploaded in Discord, because that's where I'm gonna put it. All right, so I finished putting the color in, gave the cat little stripies here. I'm not going to shade it because I don't normally see emojis like with shading and stuff. And honestly, for this video, don't need all that detail anyway. So now we have to crop it and save it out. So to crop it, I'm going to use this crop tool here. I'm just going to drag it where I want. In the tool options, to make this a perfect square crop, to make sure like you don't have to like manually adjust it here, we can just go to the ratio and hit 1, and that's going to say to Krita that the crop is going to be an equal 1-to-1 ratio on all sides. And then we're going to lock it, so we can just now scale it down. I think this should be good. Then we can hit enter, and because my background layer is automatically a gray, I want to make it transparent to upload, and then we can save it out and it's good to go. So now in Discord, you can see I have my emoji that I'm uploading to my server, and we can take a look right here, the preview of a reaction, and then the actual emoji on its own. So if you just were to send the emoji as a single message, that's what it would look like. And honestly, I think that's pretty good. I think this looks pretty good. And if we want to reposition it, we can. If we want to scale it up even further, so maybe we want to make the cat just really peek up here, which actually looks kind of cute. Maybe block it out a little more. So we could do something like that if we wanted. I'm just going to leave it by default here because it looks fine. We can flip it. Looks a little silly. That's also fine. We're just having fun with it. Actually, you know what? Let's do an upside down one. I think that'd be fun. Let's do that. I think that well, I kind of like it from the right. I don't know. Let's see here. Let me know in the comments which one you like. I'm just watching it spin here, and I kind of like it from the side. Like you're peeking, like, oh, what's that, you know? But I like all the angles. Maybe I should do one for each. I don't know. So we'll just have fun with it and do it here. We'll hit finish. So now we can go to the Discord server. I'm gonna upload it. Now we can send it. Ta-da! Our emoji works. All right, so really your homework is just to make your own emoji. Share it with us in the Discord server if you like. If we all love the emojis that you guys make, maybe I'll add one of yours to the server, or add it to your own server, or submit it to somebody else, or use for your own Twitch streams or YouTube memberships, things like that. Lots of things you can do with emojis, or if you just want something yourself to upload, that's also fine. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. If you know someone who's getting into emoji making, make sure to share this with them, because that clone feature really does help make things a lot easier in the long term to make your emoji. And make sure to like, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next tutorial or video, and I will see you in the next one.